Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Nene Leakes. How are you?
Hallelujah. Yes, Nene Leakes is in the building.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing really, really good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
So the reunion must be coming up. Who do you think is going to be in the hot seat?
Probably me.
Now, why would that be,
I'm not exactly
Nene?
sure why I would be in the hot seat,
Okay.
but I probably would be. If not, honestly, it would probably be Kenya.
Yeah.
Because she's like, done a lot of horrible things.
There's a lot going on this season with Kenya.
Because I literally was on an apology tour, so I don't see why my seat would be so hot.
Right.
But I can tell your husband's going to be on fire.
So what are some of the issues you think that will come up?
With who?
Well, at
With
the
her?
reunion in general, but I guess starting with Kenya, yeah.
At the reunion in general?
Yeah.
One issue will be her bringing the cookie lady, in
Yes.
front of Tanya. You know what I'm saying?
That was a moment,
That
yeah.
will be a moment. Her bringing in a band inside of Marlo's wig launch.
Uh-huh. Do you think
And-
that Ken or Kenya will show up to the reunion?
Ken and Kenya.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there will be certain people that she will become kin with. That is her way of saying, I'm not giving you anything. And then there will be certain people like, i.e. me, the girl who she wants to be. She'll have a lot to say to me, but baby, she better come with her guns blazing because I'm going to blow her head completely off.
Okay, well, there you go. So when the news hit about Kenya's divorce, what was your initial reaction?
My initial reaction was, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because I've been married for a long time. I've been in a relationship a really long time, and you don't want to see a family break up and they have a new baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like, wow, dang. But then you think about it and you're like, karma is because you tried it with a lot of people's relationships. Look what you just did to Tanya. That's not cool.
Right.
So another woman could do the same thing to you.
Yeah. The way Mark treats Kenya that we've seen this season, have you noticed a difference? Just from what you know about their relationship, when they first met, did you notice a change in the way he treats her?
No, when she first met him, I remember her like having this guy she would talk to on the phone, and we were in, I want to say San Francisco, and she kind of FaceTimed with him a couple times while me, her, and Cynthia had gone shopping. And I know she was like, really giggly, like I like this guy, whatever. And then there was a period where, we weren't around. And then now to the, she didn't invite anybody to the wedding.
Right.
So then jump to her being back on the show. I don't know what happened in between.
Yeah.
But what I can see and knowing relationships the way that I do, and I'm a marriage therapist, he doesn't like her.
Well, what about the way that
all.
she treats him, too? Because, to your point, as viewers, we haven't really seen the two of them together until really this season. So we're getting, I think, one small glimpse into it. But I don't know. It's been hard to watch.
It wasn't hard for me to watch, but I don't think that they are a match.
Yeah.
In fact, I haven't ever seen her match up with any man. They are all gone with the wind.
And not fabulous.
Okay.
Well, let's talk a little bit about you. So you have been seeing a life coach for a while over the course of the season. We've seen a lot of that. So what have been some of the biggest things that you've learned about yourself being with a life coach?
I know a lot of things about myself. I'm very in touch with me, honey, okay? But I learned, honestly, being with her, I learned that it is okay to, I had an issue with apology. I don't do that. I don't do it because a lot of times when I say something, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say, and I'm not trying to go back on it. What for? You don't like it, too bad. But I learned that, it's okay to be the bigger person, as people like to say, and it's okay to apologize, because I don't want to apologize, but that person may be seriously hurt from something that I said or did, and I really need to apologize to them. I usually feel like, well, if I said it, you probably deserved it, and I'm never going to take it back.
Right.
Now just sit in that for a little while.
Yeah. Well,
sit on that for about 2 years.
Well, and I think
But
to that
I'm
point,
doing better.
To that point too, sometimes it's the other person who might need the apology more than
me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I understood. And I was on a little bit of apology tour. Still don't quite understand why, but I was there. I was there.
I think your sincerity in terms of the apologies has come into question, but I think what you're saying is
Really?
that you are sincere about it, but it's just
Oh, no. I think most people who know me, even the girls on this show, they know that I won't apologize.
Right.
Unless I really meant it.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot for me to do that. Like, I'm not a person that's like, I'm just not that girl, unfortunately, where I'm going to be sit here and hold your hand and Listen, hold my hand.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Nene.
I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
I'm never that girl.
Right.
So these girls know if I did something even close to that it took a lot for me to do it, and I really meant it.
Yeah.
So I meant, I'm not a person that, I don't want to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? I am blunt. I'm not trying to hurt you, and I do not want to hurt you. So everything I said to them was real. They know it's real. You can probably ask every one of them, except for Ken. But all the rest of them will say, no, we pretty much know her. She's not going to do that. I've worked with these girls for years.
Of course.
And so I felt that I needed to say something. Now, and I did say, I think I said on Andy's show and a few other places, I apologized to Eva. That's the only person that I didn't understand why I was apologizing.
Right.
I just didn't understand it.
Yeah, but you still chose to do it because...
I did it because I don't know why I did it.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand why I had to do it.
Right.
But I did it because I don't know why she would be upset with me.
Yeah. Well,
I don't get it.
I think Eva's kind of in a rough place with a few of the ladies at the moment. So what happened there?
With me and her?
Yeah, well, not even with you, but I think even with Porsha, like we've heard some things from BravoCon.
I don't know what happened to us. What I know is that I had my mic on. We talk about it openly on the show. I went to her. She never said anything bad. She didn't say anything that anyone couldn't hear. If she had started cursing or saying something that we didn't want to get out, I would have said, shh, I'm mic'd, the same way Kandi told Cynthia, shush, I'm mic'd. I would have done the same thing.
Right.
But she didn't say anything. And so I felt like when she sat in her interviews and just kind of like talk about me so hard as if I really did something to her. Marlo really was the person that brought all the dirt on her.
Yeah.
And she seemed to be okay with Marlo. She seemed to really have something against me. So I just didn't think that I deserved that. She came on the show saying that she known me for 10 years, which it probably was like, 7, but I let her go ahead and say 10,
right,
okay?
Yeah. Exaggerate a little.
Just to help her out a little bit.
Right.
And so I was always cool with her. She's like a big sister to me. I want her to speak at my wedding, da-da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, if you know me for 10 years and I've been cool and we've never had an argument, you want me to speak at your wedding, like why have all of a sudden I'm this bad person? I thought she was jumping on the bandwagon, but the other girls just trying to make it out of something to be something that wasn't really nothing.
Right, yeah. Well, I think you're a little right about that.
See, I had to do that. She was trying to make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Because she thought it was good to be on the Bash Nene wagon.
Right.
Well, not a good choice, Eva, because I'm coming for you.
Well, we saw you get very emotional earlier on this season, too, with everything that went on with Cynthia. You're trying to repair your relationship with her. You guys have that meeting, and you get very emotional. So what's going on with you and Cynthia now?
We're in a much better place than we were at the beginning of the season. I always thought of Cynthia as my sister. So it was a very difficult time for me. That was probably the hardest, and Cynthia's probably the only person that I've had that relationship with on the show.
Yeah.
And so it was just very difficult. But we're in a much better place. I saw her in the airport some months ago, and she came over and said hi, and as I was trying to dodge her. It's the truth. I looked back and I saw her, and I was like, okay, now, you know you're too tall to bend, so let's just act like, and then, hi, Nene. I was like,
oh, hey.
Hey, girl.
Fancy seeing you here.
How you doing? When is your flight?
Was she with Mike?
No, she was by herself.
So what was your reaction to everything that comes out about Mike and the book he's writing, infidelity, all of that?
I liked Mike when I met him. I was with them on their first date in Atlanta, and I liked him. I actually think it's okay to talk about your past. I just feel like he's talking about his past. It doesn't mean that he's going to continue to cheat. He cheated in the past, and maybe he's learned from it. I mean, I think it's okay.
Well, I think that was his point.
Half of the guys around cheat. I mean, it was the big ass.
Oh, right. Well, I think that was sort of his point. He was like, well, the reason I'm writing this book is to let all this out, to be open about it, and to let you know that I'm not going to do that to you.
Well, we'll wait and see.
Right.
But,
in theory. Yes.
But I think he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay to talk about your past. Actually, I think it's very healing to just, like, look, I used to be a cheater. I'm not trying to do that now.
Right.
I'm trying to be with one lady. So I think it's okay.
Yeah.
At least he's trying.
Yeah. It was very true. Let's talk about your relationship with Wendy Williams.
Yes.
So you guys have been friends for a very, very long time.
Yes.
Are you ever worried about the information that you might share with her, just given her role?
Absolutely. Yesterday, Marlo and I were having late lunch or early dinner with her at Birdolph, and every time we got ready to talk about something, we said, and don't you say nothing on your show about this either. And then we'll go to talking, and we said, and don't you say anything. Girl, we're going to make you sign an NDA. And because we're like girls who, I'm the type of girl, and Marlo is too, the type of girl that, no, we don't really have any secrets. Like when we get with our friends, we're just trying to talk.
Yeah.
Not like, girl, don't say that in front of her. So we're just like saying everything. We're like, don't you say anything. You hear me? Don't you go on your show. This is not for your show.
This is off the record, okay?
And then she's laying over there like, I know. And then tomorrow I'll be on her show. Well, Nene said. We're like, girl, you better stop.
Right.
So I absolutely worry.
Yeah.
But we have this thing, and I don't know why. She says that if she hears anything, she's going to call and ask me, and she'll always ask my permission. Well, she broke that bun.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. She just forgot.
She just forgot. All of a sudden, she had amnesia, and now she's over here like, hey, I got a text from Nene. I'm like, well, dang. Hello? Are we friends?
Well, you did say on the show that, you see her heart, she sees yours. Like there is a connection that you two have. Yeah. So what would be something that we would be surprised to know about Wendy?
I think she said it on her show that she's a loner.
Mm-hmm.
She's not like a total loner because, loners are different. But she does everything alone.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a lot of friends. Well, I don't think that's surprising. She's the kind of girl, like, she's all about her work. Like, she loves her show. That really is her life. Once her show is over, she literally snatches off her wig and grabs this other, like, old wig, and she wipes off her makeup. And you can see her sitting on her show looking fabulous with beautiful hair and makeup. And when the show is over, she goes immediately into, like, she just want to be like this regular girl. She puts on this old wig that's, like, flying everywhere and wipe off all of her makeup, and she's happy.
Yeah.
Just like that.
All right.
And that's why sometimes people see her on Instagram, they're like, well, her hair is a mess. And I'm like, she actually wants it to be a mess.
Yeah, right. Well, because, it's different when you're on the show than when you're in your everyday life.
Yeah, she's just she's a foodie.
Oh.
She's a real foodie. Oh, my gosh, she packs boxes from every restaurant we go to. I'm like, girl, leave that here. You're not going to eat that. And she's like, yes, I am. I'm going to eat that.
Well, I think when we see you call her on the show, she's like, well, I'm just looking in the fridge for something to eat before I have dinner later on or something.
She's a trip.
So that makes sense.
Is. Yeah, but she's just like any other girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Her job is her job, and that's what she does for a living. But at the end of the day, she's fun. Like any other girl, she likes to have a good time.
Yeah. So Marlo, this season, we've seen her step up as the Munty role to her nephew. So
don't you love it?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Have you seen a big change in her since she's sort of taken on this new role? And what has that been like?
I always say to everybody that these boys have really changed her life. She really loves them a lot. And she's never been a mom. So this is like her being a mom, like somebody gave her some kids, and I see the soft side of her. She's crazy about those.
Yeah, it's been so great to see, especially with the charity event and her bringing them. Like, I feel like we're seeing a whole new side of Marlo.
Yeah, you are.
So in Toronto, there was a huge blow up fight. One of the theories we have is that Marlo decorated the room. In the hotel in Toronto. Marlo decorated her room. She had her own name put up there.
She does that everywhere we go, so that's nothing to us.
Well, the one thing that I wanted to ask is there was a snake plant planted exactly behind Giovanna.
Was it?
So I wasn't sure if that was purposely placed, and I wanted to get clarification on that.
I didn't see that. Is that true?
There was a snake plant behind her. I don't know if it was just Marlo decorating her room or what.
Definitely Marlo. Marlo decorates her room everywhere she goes. So she actually taught me how to decorate my room. So now a few of us decorate our room with our stuff. Yeah. When we go away. So she says you should make your room feel like home because you're going to be staying there for a few days, right?
That's
so
fair.
She takes out of her shoes and her purses and the candles, and she brings glasses and pillowcases. Now I'm not going that far.
Right.
But she does all of that, and she decorates the room. So she could have had a snake plant.
Well, she brings too much because she's always losing her luggage when she goes places.
Yeah, you should see the stuff she has. She has a lot of stuff. It could be 2 days and she has everything.
Right. Well, before we wrap up, you had said on Watch What Happens Live that you would love to have Kim back. Yeah. Do you think the rest of the cast agrees?
No, they don't. They don't agree for a couple of reasons. One is Kim is an OG. Mm-hmm. And I think these girls really, really have an issue with OGs.
Yeah.
And Kim's an OG, and she's going to get a little bit more respect from people than they might get. And I think they have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I really do. And then, Kim, she's not backing down, so she's going to be arguing with everybody.
Right.
Everybody, including me.
Well, we would love to see that, I think.
Yeah, but I don't know if Kim will ever come back.
Right.
It's so weird. Like, it was a lot for her the last time she was here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she'll ever return.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Nene, for coming in. It was great to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for the fun room.
Of course.